Hello, loves, and welcome back to part two of Anatomy of a Gay Man. So, as I was leading off in my last video, when I started to enter my teenage years, as we say, formative years, puberty, things changing, body parts growing, hair, pimples, all this, voices changing, all of these things that is the distorted male that we say is manhood. And the same for females. Periods, boobs, all that stuff, everything changing, hips widening, all that stuff. We call this distorted feminine because this is not womanhood, this is not manhood, it's just our bodies adapting to the parts and the spaces that they're supposed to. But at some point in time in history, that was when it became childbearing time, when we knew that it was okay to. And for survival and for community, this was necessary. But fast forward to me, a kid in the 90s, born in the 80s, shifted into the 90s. I had all this information. I was ready to walk out into the world. I was creative. I was a drawer. I loved to sing. I loved to dance. I played the cello. I played piano. I hung out with all my friends, like junior high, all the times. Everything was great. And then everyone started to hit puberty. I didn't get pimples. I didn't get facial hair. I didn't go through any awkward voice changes. I went through nothing. I was simply there in the middle, this big, tall, smooth, pretty boy. And every guy around me was, oh, what? Oh, what? Are you gay? Because you don't have facial hair? Oh, what? You're so smooth and pretty. You must be gay. And they were just saying this just to say it. But I had a secret. I really was gay. And it made me hate myself. And this started the journey of the distorted masculine that took me years and years to break. Time and time again, it has destroyed so many things, but it's illuminated so much. Going through high school, I had to listen to everyone say, "Oh, your brothers play sports," and "Oh, aren't you blah blah blah's little brother?" "Oh, yeah." "Oh, you don't play sports?" "Oh, what do you do with all that height? Like that's a waste of a body. Like, what are you, gay?" Everything was that because remember in the 90s, for some reason, that was the word. Everything was gay. That's gay. This is gay. That's gay. This is gay. Luckily for me, it had no meaning. Like the word nigga, it got used so much around me that it had no meaning. Being gay meant nothing. I didn't know what it meant. And I was like, watching people learn through their left brain and their right brain, choosing sides as if they had to, and then walking out into the world and energetically trying to interact and not know who they were based on the homosocialized views of a history that is no longer the same history, but only a replication of something that we think we have to continue only out of respect of. I'm all about respecting history. But at the same time, there's a duality of knowing that this worked then because they didn't know then. And when we know now, then we should change. And as I went through life, I saw this happening more and more and more. I'm a man, I'm a girl. I'm a man, I'm a girl. And I saw that word and that phrasing. Wait, why are you a man, but that grown ass woman is a girl? I started to recognize the distortion of energy. That men were put on a pedestal, and at 6 years old, you're the man of the house. And then a grown woman who's been working and had a business, oh, look at that girl over there. Oh, she's sexy, she's hot. She only became about the appendages. And then I realized this is how people really believe men represent themselves. Now, lo and behold, I didn't know any better. As a gay man, I thought, well, you know what? I got picked on as a kid. I don't want to get picked on for being sensitive. I don't want to get picked on for being creative. I don't want to get picked on for being loving. So I stopped drawing. I stopped writing. I stopped speaking. I stopped being myself, my true essence of me. I stopped being because I thought that's what a man was. And then because of that, I hated where I lived. I hated everyone around me. So I moved to a city that unfortunately is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful city, but the culture is so much hate. And that culture of that city, it started to change me. It made me see myself as a hunter that was hunting for prey that was not meant to be hunted on. And then I allowed myself to become the same prey. When I say that y'all who know me, I was the biggest gay player ever. I had boys, men, everybody. Your turn, your turn, your turn. I didn't care. I didn't care about no one else's emotions because no one ever cared about mine. And this is when I learned this is what we teach our boys. This is what we teach our girls. Your opinions don't matter. Your penis does. Your mind doesn't matter. Your boobs do. But what about this? Nah, I'm looking at that. What about this? Nah, but I want that. You get to a level of status in life and then people think they own you. They think they can buy you. They try to change who you are based on this or that. I remember the first time computers were introduced into my life. I went from cursive is the most important thing you'll ever have to know, so you better know it because you'll have to use it every day as an adult, to I never used cursive a day in my life. You know what happened? Computers. Computers were introduced to my generation, and that changed everything in my world. That changed the access to the views, that changed the access to my interpretations, that changed the access of what adults expected out of children who still had yet to understand themselves yet again, and they put them into a world that they didn't actually be put into. Now, I myself was born in 85. I'm the cusp, I'm the precipice of old heads and the babies, the millennials. I am an old millennial. But I know that I was someone who had to learn through someone else's understanding of not knowing. And then when you had computers, that was the first time my parents were like, hey, could you help us out with this? I don't know how to do this. And I'm like, wait, you're older than me and you're smarter than me from what you told me and you're better than me from what I've learned and you don't know how to do something that I can do? That was my first moment of like, yes, I am truly a man now. I truly can do something. I can bring something to the world. Because I was told as long as I have something now that's tangible over the people who have taught me, then, hey, that's all I ever have to be a man. Meanwhile, back in the homosocialized worlds of the distorted masculine, you're looking at your body not knowing what's happening around you, and why girls like certain boys and why certain boys like certain girls and why certain people did or didn't like me. I still had no idea why, but I had to learn that at the time I was a fat kid. Guess girls don't like fat boys. Who knows? I was not into sports. I guess boys don't like other boys who don't play sports because, you know, that's just what we learned as kids. So I was this kid in this world of lost creativity. I was in my room all the time. I made my room beautiful. I put carpet down. My room was passed down through all my brothers. They were typical guys, put a few posters up, had their bed, was never home, did their thing. I took that room, I repainted it. I went out and bought my own carpet with my own job. I went and got my own furniture. I got my own phone line put in. Like, I knew that I wanted to create home a very long time ago. But again, it was still something that was looked down upon. Men don't do that. Go out and do something else. Go be something else. Go focus on something else. So I went to school. I started to go to medical school. I started to do research. I became very intelligent, which is taking information, which is a masculine trait, and then putting it into our head, which is the absorbability of the feminine. In order to take in knowledge, that is a feminine attribute because it's the place of creativity that lies inside the seed. We are the seed. We are constantly a seed. Just like any seed can grow in different environments and then something happens and it grows a new appendage, that's us. But the creativity that lies inside of us that's dormant, that is that seed. An orange is still an orange tree, an apple is still an apple tree. It don't matter where you plant it, it's going to become that. But based on the environment and the nutrients in the ground, then you'll get a Fiji apple or a sweet whatever apple. This is how we get different genres and genes of things beyond anything that's been, genetically modified. But you understand what I'm saying through evolution of adaptation. So when I had to learn this the hard way, I saw other beautiful feminine men expressing themselves. And I hated them. And I didn't know why. I was so mad at fucking feminine gay dudes. They get on my nerves. I'm a tough gay bro. I'm a tough gay bro because I can fit in. I can make other people comfortable with the uncomfortability of them not knowing what it meant to be a sensitive man. Not a gay man, just a sensitive man. But because it was crapped on so much, creativity of sensitivity became something that was gay. And it abused a whole subculture of people who had not even learned to love themselves past the conditioning of people who had to learn who they were through interpretation from environment that still didn't know. So I became this man, very angry. I was fighting all the time, drinking all the time, argumentative all the time to prove that I was right. No one could tell me I was wrong. I was always right, no matter what. And if I wasn't right, I'd knock you out. I was that guy. I was a very violent guy, believe it or not. I wanted to always shut someone up, and I didn't know how other than punching them, because I was taught as a boy, that's what you do. I remember my mother saying, don't argue, go box it out. And then when you guys are done, hug it out, and you'll figure it out from there. That's how we actually learn. She would let me and my brothers go fight, and then she'd force us to hug each other. Angry as hell. Hugging each other. And what it did was it calmed our bodies down and realized, yeah, we have this ego and we have this energy, but energetically we're still brothers, and we got to love each other. And we go back to the room, I hate you too, I hate you too. And then the next day we were cool as hell. This is boys. That's what we've been taught. Women, girls, they can do the same thing. They just haven't been taught that. Women got the counterpart of which is talk about it, express it, let it out. You don't have to try. You don't have to do that. Just give it all away. And somebody else will take it from you, and they'll carry it for you. And that strong man or that strong person in your family, they'll take all the burden for you because you don't have to worry about that. This was the introduction of the distorted feminine energy. This is what I would see when I saw other feminine gay men. Like, they just want me to take care of them. They just want me to pay for everything. They just want me to be the man, be the top, be in control, be the protector. I had no option or say in any of those of what I wanted to be. I just had to be. And then I got to watch them be all the creativity and fluidity and sensuality and spirituality that I craved to be, but society told me I couldn't be. This is how I became the distorted masculine, and how so many of us do. We're told we can't be expressive. We can't love ourselves, love our bodies, love our voices, love somebody else's energy of stoicism and masculinity without it becoming something distorted or about sex. It's not ever been about sex. It's always been about someone trying to control your power because they saw that the seed layer can only do that one job in the beginning. But the rest of watching how things grow and being there to give it back the same energy is exactly what the feminine needed but never got, because the masculine was taught it never had it to give it, which was confusing as a child. I'm only worth one thing, and then no, somebody's like, well, you're tall too. Oh, so I'm only worth two things, height and my penis. What are we teaching our children? What are we teaching ourselves? This is what became what I thought a man was. And this is what we keep doing in society. We perpetuate what this masculine energy needs to be. And now these men who are, I love when men tell me about their children and love their families, talk about how much they love what they've built and done for them. This is how I started to learn how to step outside of myself and really pay attention to what I desire to be as a man and a father and an adult. Because I knew one day I was going to be one, and I had to step up to the plate at some point, regardless if I wanted to just be this image of a sexual thing that became distorted even in the gay world. No mask, or they say no feminine, no this, no that, no black. So wait, the only masculine men are gay white men? The only feminine men are gay black boys? The only men who don't get consideration are Asian men? This was all of the things I was taught. Why are you hanging out with them? Why are you talking to them? It was a very messed up world, and I had to learn how to love myself through this. And this is how I started to walk into my journey of the divine feminine. But as I walked into that, I was not quite there yet. I only recognized the power that my mothers and my aunties had taught me, which was being stoic in your energy, but being vocal in what you want. And this is where I learned through some of their teachings, but also through their misunderstandings, where I fell into what I call the distorted feminine energy. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you want to watch the next video, just go ahead and click over, and I will see you there. Mwah. Thank you.